I felt like I had a good, and then I just thought about it for a second, and I was like, yeah, let's not. So now I've got, like, nothing, but screw it, I guess we'll just, like...
Everybody, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Wait, but it's gonna be past Christmas.
So?
You know, fair enough, yeah. Merry New Year and Happy Christmas next year. Okay, alright, we should be live.
It's like, whatever, I don't know. Christmas will still be on people's minds, collectively.
You know, Christmas is the season of redemption, I think. I feel like it is more than anything else.
No, but alright.
No, it's not. Oh, well, damn. I guess we're just lost then. So, hey, how do you feel about, like, fringe 70s, like, archaeological theory?
Huh? I'm guessing this is in relation to Chocolov's new giant stone face?
Oh, yeah, they cut a lot out of this episode. There's a lot in the manga, and it just goes. Hey, like... It's this weird thing, because it's like, I have no idea if, like, you know, the revised mangas, like, kept any of this or not, or the heck. I have no idea what, like, any of this even really, like, you know, did. I have no idea what they cut or what. Well, I don't know what they cut, but I don't know, like, why or when or what the heck even. But okay. Yeah. Hey, are you wondering why, like, Chocolove is suddenly, like, tied to Olmec culture?
Kinda, yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh boy.
So yeah, Shaman King.
So they're still dealing with the How and the Golem problem.
This is like the weirdest, like, episode. I can't even.
It is very strange.
Yeah, like, because last time House shows up, he's just got his minions on Yo, and they're all, like, stabbing him and shit, and he's like... House just like, alright, yeah, yo, I'm gonna, like, take the golem and, like, feed it to my spirit to make it stronger. And, like, all of Yo's friends show up, and it looks like they're gonna have this big battle over the golem. You know, and everyone's, like, getting ready, and they're all, like, preparing their abilities and stuff. And how just, like, this episode, how just looks over at Yo, and he's like, hey, it's a nice big sword you got there. Is it because of Masamune? Yeah? Alright. And he's like, yeah, that makes me feel bad. And How just leaves.
This makes me feel sad for my old cat. Alright, I'm done fighting.
like, it's like... We were just talking last episode about, like, hey, there's so many cool ways you could, like, you know, deal with this. You know, like, maybe the golem does, like, more damage than he expected, or, like, you know, maybe you have, like, the fight and, you know, like, because of the golem, things, like, work out in their favor, but just barely or whatever, you know, it's like, because that seems like, you know, the direction this is, like, pointed at. And instead of doing any of that, Hal's just like, alright, well, later, and he just leaves, and he takes all his goons with him.
I mean, he gives an explanation. He says, like, oh, I left it so that Yo could deal with the golem and become stronger.
Yeah, it's, like, it's a weird thing, because we've kind of, like, known this was, like, you know, one of his moves for, like, a while now. But, like, we're at the point where it's like, okay... So, like, the heroes want to kill How, and How just straight up doesn't want to kill the heroes. Got it. That's weird.
I mean, yeah, so it's like, How doesn't want to kill Yo specifically. I'm surprised he doesn't kill his friends.
Oh, yeah, straight up. Like, you know, just kill his friends and, like, you know, make him go after him. Like, pull an Itachi. You know, be like, oh yeah, you don't have enough hate, yo. Well, if I just murder Horo right now.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah. It's like, so here's something I never realized until now, because, like, I feel like I mentioned earlier that, like, the anime has changed the design of the Spirit of Fire a bit. Like, they've made it seem a bit less mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the manga is just watching it. It's like, oh yeah, what's that weird thing on the back of the Spirit of Fire's neck? There's, like, a weird, like, pattern that's kind of, like, see-through. And you get a better shot, which, honestly, I should probably be taking images of the manga, too, at this point, because holy crap. But yeah, you get a better shot of it, and it's like, as the Spirit of Fire is, like, flying away, you can see there's just a cockpit on its neck. Like a jet cockpit. And it's got like wheels coming out of the back of its legs. The Spirit of Fire is a jet.
Weird.
It's very odd. Like, I never noticed. And I feel like that's just going to be like one of like, that's probably gonna be the least of the weird revelations we have this episode. It's like that's
It's something I didn't even notice.
Yeah, because in the anime, it's like, I check because I watched the episode again, and they kind of changed the design of that thing on the back of his neck to make it look different.
Oh, I see. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look so much like a jet in the anime.
Yeah, like, you'd kind of tell that it's like, it's still this weird, like, blue, like, area on its neck, but, like, it doesn't read as clearly anymore. And I have to imagine they probably got rid of the wheels, too. Because, like, yeah, I have to assume so at this point, because they've been, like, changed his design in subtle ways R-wise. I'm not sure if that's, like, an anime thing, or if it's from, like, the manga reprint, where, like, at some point the career was just like, oh, this is stupid, and they just got rid of that bit.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's very odd. So yeah, like, this leads to a very, very weird situation where it's like, okay, the conflict's just over, and, like, all the tension just kind of dissolves, like, immediately, because everyone's just sort of, like, chatting, and they're just like, alright, well, glad that's over, and da-da-da. And then the golem starts moving again.
Someone's straight up like, well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck is this arc? Like, because here's the thing, it's like, first off, this reads better in the manga, because, like, they didn't cut as much. But also, like, even the manga, it feels like there's so much wasted potential here. Like, this has such potential to be, like, the best arc in the series, and it's just, like, it's very frustrating that they keep, like, building up big climaxes, and then, like, giving you a big anti-climax to them. It's like, it's very, very odd.
Yeah, also, this episode is clearly the end of an arc.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Like, the way it ends.
Yeah. This was like a 2-episode arc at this point.
No, it's not a very long one, unless you count the multi-part Matamune thing.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I know they've got, like, a strict episode limit they have to work with. I feel like, like, if there's any way they could do it, it would honestly, like, benefit this a lot if they made it, like, a 3-episode arc instead, and just, like, add a bit of filler to, like, make up the difference. Like, I feel like that'd be, like, very possible.
Or just cut a few less things so there's still content.
Yeah,
and you don't have to make filler.
Yeah. Cause, like, holy... Alright, so yeah, so they, like...
Also, what am I talking about? The Matamune thing was its own arc.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, arcs in, like, Shaman King so far have been very weird, because it's, like... There haven't really been a lot of situations where it feels like, a clean, like, open and shut, like, arc just happened. It's like I'm thinking back, it's like, alright, there's like, the like Ren rescue arc, and then there's kind of like, the journey to the shaman fight, I guess. I don't know, it's very odd, yeah.
They're not very long arcs.
Oh, yeah.
Not usually. The longest one is probably the qualifiers for the shaman fight.
Yeah. So yeah, we have this whole thing where it's like, the golem starts attacking, and here's where I cut something else. Because the golem starts attacking again. It's supposed to be like, alright, this is like Horror and Rin's time to shine, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, in the manga, they actually do fight off the golem a bit and, like, run its energy out a bit more before it kind of, like, overwhelms them. And they have, like, a whole thing where it's like, like, Rin shoots a bunch of spears and manages to, like, break it apart, and Horror's, like, trying to freeze it. And, their, like, powers aren't quite enough. But it's like, they're still, like, giving it their all, which is why they're not, like, helping later on, because they ran out of energy trying to fight this thing.
So explain why Horo gets punched in the gut by a child and goes down.
Yeah. Man, I missed that on trying to rewatch that. Does he get punched in the gut?
I think he gets punched in the gut.
Because in the manga, it's very clear he gets punched in the dick.
Okay, it's a little more ambiguous in the anime, but judging by the kid's height, I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually where he hits him.
Man, like, I know he probably won't. I kind of hope Red Sub joins the main group.
Yeah.
Like, just give the kid the golem and just let him do his thing, that'd be pretty sick. Yeah, if he just shows up every now and then,
Well, no, it's Anna's golem now.
Right.
Anna is not content with being as powerful as she is. She wants more power.
I mean, fair enough. We're gonna end this series and Anna's just gonna be, like, flying around in a golem with her, like, Shinigami, like, assists. Just doing, like, oversouls with the Shinigami golem. Shikigami, yeah.
But yeah, yeah, that's, like, near the end of the episode. Anna, like, after the conflict is resolved very abruptly, the dad is just like, all right, I'll just make the golem disappear or, like, blow it up or whatever. And Anna's like, nah, I'm taking it. And you're gonna stick around to teach me how to use it.
Yeah. Like, this entire arc is just full of, like, terrible decisions, and that's probably the one thing they do that's not, like, a horrible idea. Because this entire time, don't forget, Anna's just, like, on, like, a little fox, like, oversoul, like, on the fox that, like, Mickey summoned, and she's just very slowly, just casually walking towards where the fight is, just like, you'll be fine, what's the worst that could happen? Meanwhile, Hal's, like, right there next to them.
Well, they're running, they're not just walking.
And, they make it clear that they're going fairly slow. Like, they're not in, like, a huge hurry.
I'm pretty sure in that scene they're running, but maybe I'm just misremembering.
Yeah, because in the last episode, I think she says something like, yeah, we don't have to rush ourselves, you'll be fine. He needs to, like, lose what match or whatever. Just let him lose and he'll, like, come back stronger.
So yeah, they jump on Lyserg's angel and they just fly off.
Yeah.
Because the golem is trying to kill them.
Yeah, that's when they have, like, the second really bad idea of the episode, where Yo's just like, oh, hey, Red Sub, like, you can reach out to your father, right? Maybe you could, like, get him to notice you or whatever. I think he says that, yeah.
We've established that he's so blinded by rage or whatever that he can't see you, but hey, maybe this will work.
Yeah, we gotta give it a chance, right? And turns out it does not work. He nearly dies.
Ren's part of the problem, because he's also like, hey, kid, stand up for yourself.
Oh boy, and that's... So yeah, this is a Chocolove arc.
Yeah, this episode is about Chocolove, but he's not in it very much.
Yeah. Because, like, this is going down, and, like, they try to do the plan, and the golem's about to, like, murder, like, the kid. And then Chocolove just shows up the heck out of nowhere with a kickin' new outfit.
And he just deflects the laser beam.
Yeah, like, in the manga it's a little more clear, because you, like, Chocolove, yeah, he shows up with, like, a giant stone Olmec head, which is his new, like, guardian spirit. And in the manga you specifically see, like, the head blows out like a bit of wind, and that's what deflects the laser.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Because that is not what it does in the anime.
Yeah, in the anime, the laser just comes and just bounces off of seemingly nothing, and Chocolove's just like, I blew it away with the winds of laughter. Everyone's like, wait, what? And Chocolove's just like, hey, yo, like, hand me my, like, medium, I need to fight with Mick. Which makes, like... Alright, this is another thing, because holy crap, there's so much they, like, just sort of left out.
Chocolove is like standing there, and he's like, this is my medium, right? As if he can't see it, and it's because he can't.
Yeah. Like, I have to assume he's just, like, using his, like, spirit senses and his, like, sense of smell to, like, tell where everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it turns out Chocolove, as we kind of, like, speculate, he's just blind now.
Yeah.
Like, he's
I thought was cool at first because of what I thought it meant, and then it became kind of boring because it wasn't what I thought it meant.
Yeah, because they have a big explanation for it later on, and it's just like, Chocolove's just like, oh yeah, I just felt like, I should get rid of all of my senses to, like, atone or whatever. And
not even that. He says it's not for atonement. He's like, oh, maybe I can see, maybe it'll sharpen my senses, increase my mana. I thought he lost his vision because it was a required sacrifice to bring him back to life.
Yeah, like, because that would make way more sense, right?
Yeah. I thought he had to, like, because of his sins, he had to sacrifice one of his senses to be revived.
Yeah, that'd be, like, way more, like, thematically appropriate, I think. It's like, like, maybe not, like, thematically appropriate, but it's, like, way more, like, interesting and, logical, really, for the situation.
Yeah, the reveal that Chocolove just gave up his vision just because is...
Man, does this mean that whenever his master ghost just shows up and does a dumb gag, he can't see what the visual gag is? So it's like, the guy just shows up and he's just like, cheesecake! And Chocolove's like, I think I get it?
Can't see it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you can, like, sense what ghosts are, like, holding with their spirit props. This is a very weird episode.
But like I said, Chocolove's loss of his vision was cool until it was revealed that it didn't actually mean anything.
So yeah, Chocolove just comes back with his big stone Olmec head, which is cited as, like, being, like, the head of Pascal Avaf, or, like, Aloj, something like that. Aboj?
I'm not sure.
There's, like, a couple different, like, translations of it, so I'm not sure which one to really go with. But yeah, just basically new ghost, and the manga, he makes it very clear that, like, first off, it's like the ghost, like, says, like, Sarah's, like, his spirit guardian ghost, the, like, the old mentor man, is just like, yeah, it's like, it's got a Reioku level of, like, all of just around, like, 100,000. And everyone's like, well, 100,000, but that's nowhere near as strong as the goal of it is. You know, they're making a big deal about it. Chocolove's like, actually, it's 110,000 to be exact. I need to, like, make sure I have my numbers right on this or else. Is, like, a cool moment where it's like, the golem just starts attacking, and Chocolove just starts, like, running around on seemingly nothing and kicks out of the air. And this is where we have, like, probably one of the worst changes to the anime.
Yeah, so I thought he, like, due to his mention of the wind earlier, I thought he had learned how to, like, run on the wind or something.
No, it's actually cooler.
Oh?
Cause, like, alright, in the anime, it's like he's not running on the wind. The anime's like, oh yeah, this is like, you know, the Olmec's head's like oversoul. It like forms like spider webs across the sky. And I'm just like, you know, alright, that's pretty neat. Yeah, that's like a bit cooler. And I like read the manga. And this thing is not shooting spider webs out. I don't know why they changed it. What it's actually doing is it's like Oversoul has recreated the entire ancient lost city of Machu Picchu. It's created like the entire city of Machu Picchu, and it's just like flying in the sky.
And like, but it's invisible, or
yes.
And Chocolove can like sense it or whatever.
Yeah, so he knows where like all the buildings are and stuff.
Okay, and it's still made out of like these wires or whatever. It's not just a spider web.
No, it's just straight up there.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's way more weird and interesting.
There's just like a flying invisible city because in the manga's logic, they didn't use enough like energy to fully create it, so it can't be seen. Like, it's just there enough that, you know, he can jump off of it.
That's so weird.
It's so cool, though. Like, it's so much cooler that, like, Chocolove just creates an entire flying city of, like, ruins. Just to, like, just use his mobility and do all this cool aerial stuff.
Yeah, just for movement.
Yeah. But yeah, we had like a whole like thing where it's like, this is another big thing the anime just sort of skipped over. Cause like we get a bit of his like trials, but we don't get the full explanation. Because you see, like, I should probably go back to the image of the golem with like the Olmec head, just someone frame for this. But yeah, like, Chocolove has an entire, like, adventure in hell trying to, like, you know, like, figure out how to atone and stuff. And there, like, his ghost mentor shows him to the giant stone Olmec head. And he's just like, oh yeah, you know, people said this, you know, person was like, you know, an ancient, like, warrior or, like, a savior to their people, you know, and stuff like that. It's like, you know, you get a bunch of, like, you know, manga images of, like, you know, Olmec, like, people just, you know, running around just in the background and stuff, you know, just, like, clearly, like, you know, sort of, like, done the style of the anime and stuff, you know, the style of the series, but, you know, some, like, accuracies to them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo, but, yo, if you notice, the face of the, like... Alright, so he's like, the head, the giant stone Olmec head, was once, like, you know, seen as, like, you know, a potential attacker. because you see, the features of the head don't resemble the features of the Olmec people, do they? Or he's like, does it? And you just, like, you see the head with, like, you know, the, like, really full lips and, like, the wide nose. And it shows the images of the Olmec people who are just drawn, like, you know, normal, like, manga characters. And Chocolove's like, yeah, I see. And he's like, but then, if, you know, if it's not one of them, then what? And you look
And
back at the head.
It looks like Chocolove.
Yeah. So turns out, because I looked this up because I was super confused by this, if this is like a real thing or not. Turns out in like the 1800s, there was like an archaeological theory that because the head is like, has quote unquote Ethiopian features, that like maybe it wasn't actually like an Olmec, and it was like, some some like traveler from Africa who managed to like come there and became like a great warrior. It turns out that that theory has absolutely no basis in reality and doesn't really like line up with much, because it actually does resemble the people like quite well. Like it's not that much of a stretch. But turns out that theory was like republished in the 1970s in a book that made it gain more popularity. And then like 20 to 30 years later, the manga was working on this series, and he was like, oh yeah, like, this head's supposed to be like, an African foreigner, right? Oh, I know what to do with this character.
Oh man.
So it's like the manga just straight up says in like Shaman King canon the head belonged to like an African warrior who was like a great asset to the Olmec people and was like a savior to them. And that's why Chocolov's mentor had like an immediate connection with him, because he reminded him of that legend. And it's like, I don't think I really want to touch on that too much, but it is like, it's definitely like a thing, and it makes for a very interesting like arc.
Well, at least the anime doesn't acknowledge it, so it seems like they're like, okay, we made a mistake. Let's just not mention a connection here.
Yeah. But that just like leads to this weird situation where like Chocolove just like gains the powers of the Olmecs for like seemingly no reason whatsoever.
Nah,
There is zero connection here. So yeah, they just have their big fight with the golem, where Chocolove just reveals his new power because he's got the spear of this ancient Olmec warrior on his side. And that leads to like the next weird thing of the episode, where Chocolove just like, he forms a new oversoul between the spirit and his like, existing guardian. Because
Jaguar man.
Yeah, because like something quickly put on the manga is that like the Olmec guardian Pascal was not actually like suited for combat as like a guardian spirit. Like, it's more of a utility ghost. It's not really like, meant for battle. But by fusing him with Mick Jaguar, Chocolove becomes effing Jaguar Man. And this just, it seemingly makes him just way stronger and just gives him gun like head Vulcans.
Also, I'm pretty sure he just actually has flight.
Oh yeah, he's just straight up flying now.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like he's running on the air, wires, or whatever. It looks like he can just fly when he does this. Oh yeah,
just straight up. Chocolove just straight up has like wind powers now, and it's so cool.
It's a cool fight.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things where it's like, alright, like, I don't feel like I'm like slight the anime too much for this, but the manga just like handles it a bit better because, obviously in the anime, every shot with the golem, they have to redraw the golem.
Uh-huh.
So you see just like multiple exchanges where they're like, rushing at each other and, like just exchanging blows, and Chocolove's like, like slashing its arm off and like, jumping out of the way just in time and stuff like that. And it's like, in the anime, it just cuts to everyone watching at a distance as
And
you
it's
just see two things of light just like run into each other over and over again.
yeah.
It's like it's so much worse. Yeah, they have their big fight, and it's like you're like exchanging blows. Like, it's basically a lot of just Chocolove just knocking the golem around, and then it gets like, in the manga at least, it gets one punch off, and Chocolove just goes like just straight to the ground, and he's just bleeding out and like dying, but he's like, no, I can finish this. And they like gear up and they're like, all right, this is gonna be our like last attack, and they start like rushing at each other, and then Anna just shows up out of nowhere and just stops the fight.
But right before this, there's a fake out where Anna's telling Manta about Matamune.
All right, yeah, this whole thing. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and it's like, and Manta's like, why didn't Yo tell me about any of this? And then she goes, it's because you're the reincarnation of Matamune. And for a second, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was like, screw off. No.
And then she's like, and then she just goes, nah, I'm messing with you. It's because you're short and your name sounds like Matamune.
Yeah, like the timeline doesn't even add up.
I know, but that's the second thing I thought. My first immediate reaction was like, no way, that's stupid. And then my second thought was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense.
Man,
unless Manta is like 7 years younger than Yo.
I mean, it'd have to be like younger than that, I'd imagine, right? Cause like how young was Yo? Was like 10 or so
like 10.
when
Yo would have to be like what, 20?
Let's assume Yo's like 18. Manta would have to be like 6.
Yeah. Which is as tiny as Manta is, I mean.
I don't think he's supposed to be that young. I think he's just short.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What is it, like late middle school, early high school or something?
No, Manta would have to be 5 because this was like 5 years ago.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But Anna's just like, nah, I'm messing with you.
They're just like you have just the implication that it's like, oh yeah, Yo just made friends with you because you remind him of Maamune. Is just like I don't like it. Like it feels like it kind of like robs the relationship,
Nah, I feel like you would have become friends with Manta regardless. I think it's just, I think it's just a weird coincidence, but I think they still would have become friends.
Oh, jeez.
But, also we learned that Anna lost her ability to read minds, the moment Yo defeated her demons.
Yeah, this one I have, like, stronger feelings about, because I don't like that.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, I kind of get what they're going for, where it's like, oh yeah, he solved the problem, but it's like, I feel like it'd be like better if it was just like, if it was still there and it was just like, she's just content now, so it's not a problem, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Yo's still like, like he helped her through it and she didn't like, lose her like power because of it.
I mean, she's still clearly very powerful. The mind reading was like only one aspect of her powers.
Yeah, but it was like, it was interesting and like, it made like a lot of like unique potential to it, I think. I don't know, it just feels very weird to be like, oh yeah, he like helped her through this, and now this is never gonna be a problem again. And it's like,
I don't know. I never, even if she still had it, I never would have had the impression that she's all of a sudden just gonna regress.
Yeah, like, not like she's gonna regress or more, but it's just like, I don't know, it feels like it kind of cheapens it a bit, that it's like, oh yeah, it's just gone now. Like, that entire aspect of her character just doesn't exist anymore, it was just there for the flashback. Like,
It doesn't really bug me.
Like, it's not like, you know, the end of the world or anything else. I wish they would have, like, just kept it as, like, a thing and, you know, have her be like, oh, yeah, I'm, you know, learning to control it, but, you know, it's still, like, you know, a bit of an issue every now and then or something. And I feel like that would have been, like, more interesting, really. But yeah.
I think Anna's got enough powers under her belt.
Oh, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I'm in, like, no, like, you know, like, mindset that Anna's, like, underpowered or anything, because holy crap.
Nah, it would be funny, just like, you know, Naruto has the thing where it's like, oh, Naruto's kid possibly has like the Sharingan, or not the Sharingan, but the Byakugan, and like it's like the Uzumaki, like all near infinite chakra thing, and like all this stupid crap, and it's like, oh man, he's gonna be so busted. Like, I don't know, it kind of feels like Anna's going down the route of how many powers can we give her?
I can't wait for Boruto to eventually just give its main character the effing, like, Byakugan, because you know they're gonna do it.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen eventually. They can't not.
He'll get the Sharingan too somehow.
Oh man,
Sasuke will have to. Sasuke will Obito himself and give Boruto his eye.
He's just gonna, like, you just see Sasuke as, like, a ghost, and he suddenly just has the Sharingan, and he's like, what? And Sasuke's like, good, now kill your best friend. Do it for power.
Kill your dad, never liked that guy.
Yeah, your dad lost the Nine Tails, he's useless now. Oh god, Boruto's so dumb.
By the way, apparently Hal can read minds.
Oh yeah, Hal can still do that.
Because he can read, what's his name, Ochako?
Yeah.
The tiny little
his
kid.
name is, yeah. Oh man, but yeah,
So I don't know about the Masamune thing and how just leaving. I kind of think it gives the impression that like there's still some semblance of humanity in Hal if he meant what he said, because it's just like, oh, memories of like my old pet who I really cared for.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I get that that's the intention. That's like, that's probably exactly what they're going for. Because, like, it feels like Hal has to be redeemed at some point.
Like, maybe? He's killed a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, but nobody who can see ghosts is a bad person.
Yeah, evil's subjective.
Evil is subjective.
Still, like, we watched him kill Lily Rara. We watched him like horribly murder and like eat the ex-laws that fought him.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's killed a lot more people than that.
Yeah, like, the people he killed don't like move on either. He just like turns them into fuel.
Yeah.
He like denies them entry into heaven when they die.
Yeah, and that's really like evil.
Like, holy crap. Like, Chocolove's just gonna, like, walk up to Hal, and Hal's gonna be like, who's this, like, short stack? And Chocolove's gonna be like, short Keku? And Hal's gonna just burst out laughing, and it's gonna, like, redeem him.
I made him laugh. That means we win.
He just, like, makes him laugh, and he can't control the spirit of fire anymore, because it's too funny.
I imagine if Hal had such a ridiculous sense of humor that worked.
Honestly,
of all things,
I feel like if they went that dumb with it, like, I wouldn't even be mad, because, like, holy crap, we actually got payoff for that joke.
Especially since he keeps trying to do it.
Yeah. He's just like... He's just like, how's like time to kill you all with the spirit of fire? And Chocolob's like, spirit of liar? And he's like holding up a bird. Just holding up a liar bird. Oh no.
By the way, if it seems odd that we haven't talked about the conclusion of the fight, it's because it just kind of ends instantly.
Yeah, it just kind of ends.
As soon as Anna steps in, the dad is like, through no explanation, he's just like, oh, okay, I guess I was in the wrong. I'll kill the golem.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no lead up or anything. He's just like, okay, we fought, I lost, I guess.
Yeah, like, this is the whole R thing, because it's like...
He doesn't even say that. He's just like, I don't know. It's so weird.
There's so many things in this episode that just drive me crazy, because it's like, you see him step out of the cockpit, and for some reason the cockpit's just now in the head.
It was in it was in the torso before, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in the little, like, gem on the chest. It's like, wait, what? When did that, huh? Did they forget? Did the cockpit move up when it formed the what?
When it opened, did it like lean the head back so far that it just looks like this is the head?
No, I've got the image up right now. It's just straight up the head.
Weird.
It's so weird. Like in the manga, you see the head just like start opening up too, like just straight up. So it's
we never see a moment where they move to the head. That's weird.
Yeah. So this sort of like, beat the golem, and he's like, alright, I'm gonna go up on being Shaman King now, I guess. And Anna's like, no, give me the robot. I want the robot.
Right, that's another plot point, is the dad wants to be a Shaman King and he thinks he's still alive.
Yeah, I have to assume that, like, I have so many questions.
I wouldn't bother questioning them.
Like, how do you, like, possess someone and not realize you're in the body of a small child in, like, a dress?
Blind rage?
Sure. It's like, I guess he made the golem to participate in the shaman fight then? I guess this was the, like, I don't know.
We do get the explanation that he was so dedicated to making the golem that he was, like, bound to it when he died.
I kind of like our dumb World War II idea better. Where he's just like, alright, I'm just gonna, like, take this thing and get revenge.
Right. I gotta go kill Germany.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, that happens. And we just get a big, like, epilogue where we see what happened to everyone, except not really, because it's just like, oh, here's where everyone was the night after the event.
Yeah.
And we just see that Mickey is still just on the ground bleeding out.
But he's got like the snot bubble thing, so he's clearly like snoring, so I think he's okay.
Yeah, he said he would like, find shelter. He's like, alright, I'll just lay here and just get some rest. Yeah, screw it, why not?
Yeah.
It's such a weird gag.
I kind of love it. He's he's weirdly he's like super crazy powerful to the point where he takes this much and like bleeds out this much, and he's like, I'm just gonna sleep it off. Like he's just that durable.
It's like, oh yeah, everyone like had a party at Yo's house, and like, everyone like went to sleep as usual, and the kids like, like chilled out, and Mickey was just still in the woods dying.
Yeah. And then we cut to the end part of the episode where Chocolove is like, I don't know, meditating or something outside.
Yeah, there is a weird little bit I don't want to skip over, where it does specifically go out of its way to be like, oh yeah, also Faust got a new power, and it's like, wait, what?
That's it. That's what I knew there was something I was forgetting that was like kind of weird that they just glossed over it.
Yeah, it's like, but I love Faust. I want to know what that's about.
Yeah, Faust acquires like a new level of like the power up they got from the book, I
Yeah,
guess.
he achieved the new power in the Ultra something Shinkyoku or whatever. It's like I guess I thought they already taught to him. Did they not? And,
Like,
I guess he has it now for sure.
yeah, I guess so.
Is Faust gonna be a super healer now? I don't know, man.
We'll only know if we ever get to see Faust again.
Like like it'd be really nice if Faust could like have a big fight that he wins, but I'm still rooting for like healer support Faust. That seems like it'd be a very easy direction to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
But yeah,
also also Ryu just goes to the Gondara to ask to save Chocolove, but Chocolove's already back, so is this a flashback?
I'm not sure. It's very confusing.
Yeah, it's and just ends off and Chocolove's just sitting in the forest. He's back in his old outfit, which doesn't look as cool.
Yeah, it's like his battle outfit.
Yeah, yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, I give up my eyes and stuff, and he's like, yeah,
it's just Chocolov confirming what we already knew. Like, because it's so obvious.
yeah. And we get the big end gag where, the kids just like walk up and Chocolove does the shortcake bit.
It was cheesecake before, but now he's upgraded it to shortcake.
Oh yeah, it's one of his powered up jokes.
Yeah.
Like there's not even like a lead in, so it feels like extra weird.
Yeah, he just puts a cake prop on his head and he goes, "Short the cakey." And then everybody knocks him to the ground and like starts stomping him.
It is worth knowing though that the little girl does smile after that.
Yeah, Chocolove's pain and suffering brings her joy.
Yeah, oh man. Like it's so weird because everyone's just kicking the shit out of him, and it's like he's blind now, right?
So
This feels kind of extra harsh now.
he's also like a superhuman.
Yeah, but still.
It's like if you're like if like a bad guy was kicking Daredevil around, it's like, I don't know, the dude's got super hearing or whatever.
Man, I think this ending just weirdly makes this arc kind of extra frustrating because it ends on such a perfect note of just you see Mickey and the father and the mentor ghost and stuff, and everyone's kicking the crap out of Chocolove, and you see the girl and you just get a very subtle smile, and that's where it just ends off. And it's that's perfect. That's exactly how this should end. What the heck? Why couldn't you just have Chocolove beat the golem, though?
Eh.
It's so unsatisfying that, Anna ends the fight for them.
It is very unsatisfying the way it just stops.
There's two anticlimaxes in the same episode. And, it's so bad they even call one of them out for being, an anticlimax. What the heck was this?
I don't know.
Oh, this episode's weird. Oh, man. Right, I also probably should point out, we do get some numbers this episode.
Yeah, Hal's in the millions or something.
Yeah, Hal's in 1,200,000, which, we knew that before. It seems like that number hasn't changed if I'm, reading it right. But what we did know before is that, Hal reforms his golem, which is presumably just him, reforming his whole oversoul, and it costs, 330,000. So it's oh, I guess that's how strong the Spirit of Fire is, then.
Actually.
Yeah. Which weirdly, yeah.
Because there's always the rogue element of how can change it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But as far as raw numbers goes, the golem's number is higher than the Spirit of Fire, even though the Spirit of Fire is more dangerous, seemingly. And honestly, that kind of makes sense with, like, you know, how he's able to, like, keep up with it so much. At least, like, I'd assume so. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know, it's probably, like, more the Golem's, like, max power than, like, you know, whatever. It's probably more like the Golem was just using its max power in, like, every attack more than anything else. But still, though, like, yeah, that's interesting to note.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's something. Oh, you also don't forget Mitamaru's, like, apparently 920.
Is he? Not 920?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to, like, bring up earlier and, like, another thing. Because, like, someone actually corrected me. Because, like, I think I said something like, you know, I, like, mentioned numbers before. And I was like, oh, yeah, Korokoro was, like, actually, like, you know, kind of weaker ones. And someone corrected me. And we, like, they looked up the numbers. And they were like, oh yeah, I forgot. And Miyamaro was, like, 920. And they mentioned, like, you know, the Basan fight or something. And I'm like, oh, alright, huh. Yeah, I guess that's a thing then. Yeah, Miyamaro was, like, stronger than Korokoro somehow. He's just a really good ghost.
I mean, Kororo never seemed all that power to me anyways.
Yeah. I might have, like, brought this up in, like, a previous thing, but yeah, that's super interesting to me. That it's, like, you know, Amidamaru's, like, not that far down there for, like, a human spirit.
Well, he's a sword spirit now, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, so that number might have, like, actually gone up since then. Like, straight up. Let's see, but yeah, like, is there anything else we really want to get into before we kind of, like, move on?
I'm just curious where it's gonna go. One of the last things we see Hal and the Ochako talking about is like him entrusting a task to Ochako.
Yeah, it feels like we have to be going into the end game now, right?
Maybe.
Because it's like, I can't imagine us having, like, you know, like, another, like, 2 or 3 arcs like this, where it's like, you know, just a small character-focused thing. Like, it feels like the Golem was sort of like, you know, one of the last Chekhov's guns they had, like, just lying around, and we've kind of, like, you know, like, paid it off by now.
There's the thing between Nichrome and Rin.
Right, yeah, there's... Because it's like, there's Nichrome and Rin, which may or may not get a resolution. I could see them just, like, you know, like, having a throwaway line and not doing anything big with it. And there's also, like, Horo's father just being there for, like, a scene and then leaving.
Well, he's gone, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe that could come back, maybe not.
Who in the intro had an updated outfit that we haven't seen in the show yet?
Huh. But yeah, we had that. We have, like, the X-Laws are kind of, like, doing their thing, and there's probably gonna be, like, something with Marco, I imagine. Like, they're probably just gonna get, like, wiped out. Like, just straight up.
Marco's gonna be a big villain, and then Hal's gonna, like, consume him.
Yeah. Marco just, like, steals Miss Maiden's spirit and just becomes the next big threat. I'd be on board with that. I'd be super up for that.
But yeah, I don't really have any more thoughts on this episode.
Yeah. Alright, so, like, how'd you feel about this? Like, thumbs up, thumbs down?
It was weird.
It was very weird. Like, I wish they, yeah.
I'll give it a thumbs up because Chocolov's new, like, double oversoul and, like, outfit and, like, whatever.
Yeah, this is like a good episode for Chocolove. But, like, holy crap, I really wish they just cut out the Hal appearance and just focused on Chocolove. Because Hal just showing up and then just leaving out of nowhere is just the biggest wet fart, because, like, holy crap.
Yeah.